guy and a stupid face, right?
Stop.
How do you like them apples, bitch? Walked away to the car, never saw him again.
Did you do the inflection like Jesse from Breaking Bad like that?
Of course.
Bitch.
All right, we ready?
Action.
What are we talking about today, Jake? I'll tell you what we're talking about. Optics. Specifically.
2 of them.
Specifically, optics with an S, plural.
Where are these damn things?
The Aimpoint Acro.
This guy.
And
There's a lot of guns and mags on this truck right now.
our Holosun 509T.
T. I don't know what the T stands for.
Titanium, right? Isn't this like a titanium housing instead of a stainless steel?
Maybe. I don't know. I don't know if I wrote that note down.
I thought the T stood for titanium.
Very well might.
I think.
Very well
I'm like
might.
90% sure it does.
Yeah.
Well,
let's
on
see.
that note.
Yeah, I'm going to hit you with a couple things, and for the rude people, you're just going to want to go ahead and fast forward for the next 60 seconds. So, a couple things. Ways you can support the channel. Chris and I, / a lot of other agents that work with us in different areas, basically our day gigs is selling sexy real estate. It's not actually sexy, but we try to make it sexier through our presentations and things like that. Good catch right there.
That was a good catch. I make it sexy, but
yeah, I do my best. Show a little skin, do what I can. But hey, you can go to 1911syndicate.com. Check us out if you need any real estate help, and then
and that's all across the country, not just here in Utah or down in Arizona where I'm at.
Yeah,
all over.
Yeah. So beyond that, a couple other things. You can donate to Patreon and think of it like tipping your waiter. If you get enough enjoyment out of this channel, maybe consider it. Just a thought. And then we'll have links to a couple different companies that we work with below, who are like essentially we're affiliates of. Where hey, like we got like a little discount code, and hey, if you ever want to buy shit, just use the code, and that way we don't go totally bankrupt. You know, it's a good gig. One other special shout out. So basically, is my Holosun dealer. This is going to sound very super back alley.
Drug-esque.
Yeah. So my Holosun dealer, his name's Lonnie. And all I know is Lonnie's phone number. I don't know his last name, don't know his email address. And so we're going to put Lonnie's number down in the description of the video per his request, because we offered to shout him out because he's got good prices on stuff and he shipped it out fast. We have no tie to that whatsoever. I just thought he seemed like a nice enough dude that does good business. So we will shout out Lonnie below if you guys need some Holosun shit.
Thanks, Lonnie.
So these are closed emitter red dot sights.
Which is like a hot button word now. You see a lot of guys coming to the shop saying closed emitter, and they could not explain for their life, to save their life, what that means.
Well, we'll explain it to you.
Okay.
I'll give you a basic rundown of it. So if you see like an RMR or a Holosun 507C, which you would be like an RMR equivalent or something like that. It's an exposed emitter, so AKA, hey, look, the thing projecting the fucking diode or laser or whatever it is, diode, right, is exposed to the environment, right? It just kind of sits at the back of the housing, but then it's exposed to the elements. So if you're rolling around in dirt, or if it was raining or snowing or something like that, or muddy environments, different things like that, dirt, debris, whatever it is, could get in the way of that diode. Therefore, you pop up your 507 or your RMR and you're like, I don't see a dot. Like, well, correct. That's because the thing projecting the dot just got clogged up.
Or, because it's raining, you see 40 dots.
Sure.
Because it's projecting through like a drop of water or something.
Have I ever had that happen? I have not.
Nope.
But I think depending on your application and what you do, I think it is a valid concern.
Well, everyone here that watches this, including us, plays dress up in the desert. So
yes.
Is it a valid concern? Now, if you are a cop, law enforcement of some regard, whether that's
consideration,
federal,
it's a real
military,
yeah.
Private security like me.
100%. So if you look at the benefit of these closed emitter red dots, essentially, like, look, these are still pistol red dots. The Acro and then the 509 are really made to go on pistol applications. So you could take we don't really have any red dot pistols out here, but you could take whatever, an MLS Glock or something like that, and put a little adapter plate on it and run an Acro or 509, or I think those are probably the main two competitors. This is a video that a little impromptu kind of got presented, and we were like, I think people are actually probably going to want to hear a comparison on these. So look, you can also run these for sure on subguns. I think they're totally appropriate for subguns. I personally would not be running optics like this on a dedicated rifle. It just seems like, look, you got a full-size platform, you know, a beefier gun at that point. Like, at that point, just get a T1 or T2 or MRO or whatever it is, you know?
Yeah, it's similar to, like, I see dudes running RMRs on rifles sometimes.
It's weird to me.
It doesn't translate for me. Maybe it's awesome. I've never shot one, but I just feel like subgun pistol, this is a good application. Now, having said that, I play dress up in the desert, as I said before.
Yeah. So. But hey, look, if you are, based on your circumstances, you're looking for something that's going to be a little bit more reliable in terms of you bring your gun up and you know you're going to have a red dot, a closed emitter is going to be a more reliable platform in terms of that. So we'll hit the Acro first, and then we'll go 509. So the Acro, I feel like, is a pretty controversial optic, and I feel like a lot of this has to do with battery life, which we'll talk about. But it seems very polarizing. Obviously, the Acro is made by Aimpoint, in case anyone was not clear on that. 3.5 MOA dot. The dot for me, look, it's completely appropriate, whether it's a pistol or a subgun or whatever. Look, it's not too big, it's not too small. I don't want like a little 1 MOA dot. It's just too fine. You know, one thing with the Acro that is going to be different with the 509 is, like, look, you have one reticle option, that is a red dot, okay? Yeah. And that will change a little, as Chris will talk about on the 509. But 3.5 MOA dot. The glass is extremely clear, and this is going to be kind of another variant between the two. When you bring this up, there's really no color variation between what your eye's seeing looking here and what you're seeing looking through the glass. So it's very, very clear, which to my understanding is part of where the decreased battery life comes from. Apparently bluish tint leads to, lower output, like there's less output needed to power the thing, in essence. Guys, well, when we say bro sign, we're venturing down bro science territory here.
Yeah, because I thought it was our good man, Buster Boyd over here, mentioned this. Because the bluish tint is simply just the glass. So why would that affect battery life?
I think it's how much power has to be output in order to get the reticle. Blue? Yeah. Now, smart people are going to get down in the comments right now, and they're going to be like,
rip us a new one.
Hey, idiots, let me go ahead and clear this up. So go ahead and do that. Look through the comments. You're going to see correct versions of what we just said down there. But,
well, and we're admitting we're not quite sure.
That's fair. Now, but glass is very clear, so you're not going to really see any distortion on that. That's very nice. Variety of mounting solutions. So, hey, look, obviously, as this is set up on this Scorpion, depending on where this video falls in our month, you may or may not have already seen the video on the Scorpion. If not, this will be coming soon. But it's running on a B&T mount, which is obviously set up to go on some sort of PCC.
Oh, that is the B&T mount?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, dope.
And it's cool. It's cool. So look, you can run this on a subgun or rifle if you wanted to, but hey, look, you can also take this off the little B&T mount, throw on XYZ adapter plate based on whatever pistol platform you're shooting, and then you can run it as a pistol. They definitely look odd on pistols. It just looks clunky. It looks like a fucking mailbox on top of a gun, you know? Yep. But hey, that's personal preference. Submersible to 15 feet for those of you that do a lot of fishing, and maybe like you dive with a subgun in order to get the fish. Hey, take this bad boy down to 15 feet, you know? I'm a fan.
Or guys like, maritime ops, that's just not gonna work.
Yeah. If you're, maritime fellas. Yeah. Maritime fellas, be aware of it. So one thing that is nice, the optic doesn't have to be taken off the mount in order to replace the battery, which of course with things like RMRs, I don't know why this is acceptable anymore, but like that is a reality of something like a Trijicon RMR. Again, open emitter, different platform, but you got to take the thing off the gun in order to swap the battery. This, you just back that screw out.
I will say the caveat to that is runtime on those RMRs with the good setting is what, like 50,000 hours or whatever the hell it comes out to.
I don't know the number, but it's high. I know it's high. Yeah.
I mean, I change all my red dot batteries, regardless if it needs it, every year on my birthday as just a standard practice.
Yeah. Now that also tells me you don't have a lot to do on your birthday, which is sad, but that's neither here nor there.
How else would you like to spend your birthday than shooting?
Anything. Name it. Red Lobster. I'd rather go there. You tell me Lobster Fest, you don't want to go to Red Lobster on your birthday?
I've never had Red Lobster, so I don't know. Yeah.
Well.
Lobster's for poor people,
okay. Well, guess who just went full Nazi on everyone? And my people here in America are like, fucking Red Lobster, cheese biscuits. But you keep saying shit to make yourself look bad on camera. That's a great idea. There is this is a poor choice on Aimpoint's part. There is a specific tool that you use to adjust the zero on this.
What do you mean specific?
It's super goofy. It's going to look like a little like hex wrench. Like, you see this? That's where you adjust your zero. And it's a tool that's specific that comes with the thing, but it's like, again, if I'm out in the field or if I go to the range day and I'm like, well, I didn't bring the fucking Aimpoint tool, like, why can't I just stick in a shell or a flathead screwdriver like any other optic on the planet and adjust this? This was stupid. Like, that's just stupid. Like, if Aimpoint, if you watch this, hey,
you missed the mark on that one, guys. And I'm an Aimpoint whore.
As am I, but that's just so unnecessary. Unless there's just a logical reason, but I'm not seeing what it is. I don't want to carry around a fucking tool in the field on an optic that has a known shitty battery life. Well, I'm sorry, but that's not for battery, that's for zero. So different thing, but you get my point.
Yeah.
Disregard my mean statement just then. The price, $600 to $660. So it's about double the price of those Holosuns as we'll get into it. So look, it is a premium tier, premium priced optic, and an odd choice. So it runs on a CR1225 battery. It's a much smaller battery than runs on these guys in
which are
similar,
2032s or whatever.
I thought it was 1632, but you double check.
Yep, 1632. Sorry.
So the battery life is simply less. Now, there's 10 brightness settings. 2 of those are night vision, and then 8 daytime. I will tell you right now, it is on max power. We're out in the desert. It's a bright day. I wouldn't say insane bright. There is some cloud cover, but it is a bright day out in the desert. Washed out colors out here. And look, this top brightness setting, it is adequate. It is not. I would like to have an optic brightness to the point of excessive. That way I can dial it down to where I like. But I would like the top power to be like, yo, too much, it's washing out, and I can dial it back down. On 10 power, like, look, if you were carrying this thing out in bright conditions as like a pistol red dot thing, you got to have it on 10, and that's going to drain the shit out of your battery. Now, I will tell you this. So the battery life is a big point of contention on this. So when this came to me, which was on April 22nd, okay, currently, just because I feel like, again, hotly contested points, so I want to be very clear on this. It's May 11th, okay? So this came in April 22nd, immediately put in a fresh battery, turned it to setting 7, which I thought was appropriate for indoor use, not good for outdoor use. And then about a week later, I turned it up to setting 8, which really is not adequate for daytime use. Because if I go from 10 to 9 to 8, I mean, I can see it, but it sucks.
It's faint.
It's faint. You would definitely, in a self-defense situation, you'd be like, God damn it, setting 8. Like, you're gonna be furious, right? So you're gonna need to leave it on 10. Now, I will tell you this in terms of my data. It's been on setting 8 pretty much for the whole time that I've had it. The battery is still going, but I think that battery life is going to drop off significantly once you hit level 10. So, hey, look, I can't comment fully because the battery is still going. That I've had in it since April 22nd, and we're at about, what would it be, 18 days, something like that. Aimpoint says 15,000 hours of battery life, which is a year and 8 months. That's on setting 6. Okay, let's go to setting 6. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. Can't see anything. I have nothing.
Perfect.
I have nothing. So it's like, hey, you're setting 6, that's cute and all, but that's all it is. It's cute. It's completely not functional. Even against that brown bag, I literally can see nothing. Setting 7 is the first place. I can't even see it on 7, honestly. No? I can't even see it on 7. Yeah, 8's the first place you can even see it. So look, you've got to take Aimpoint's battery life with a grain of salt. Setting 8, you can start to get away with. Setting 9 is okay. Setting 10, if you're bouncing indoor outdoor, really is pretty necessary. Okay. So let's see.
It's a bummer.
I will say this, Mr. Guns and Gear, who runs a good channel, he had really shitty battery life on his. Again, I can't comment, but his review was the one where I was like, okay, that's got unacceptable battery life. Mine's been better thus far, so maybe there's some hit and miss, but based on particular units, I don't know. It's a little confusing, but that's that.
That's that?
Yeah.
Okay, so on to the Holosun, which, you know, working in a gun store part-time like I do, we sell a ton of Holosuns, man. And when I say a ton, like all day, every day, man.
It's a polarizing subject.
Yeah.
Because so many people are like, China, fuck it, and they get on the China.
As they're wearing Nikes made in China.
I'm not here to do political commentary. You know, it's like, look, I'm not here to talk about China dynamics.
I would love to spend as much money as I can in America. Having said that, there's stuff people use all day, every day that complain about China, that buy products that were made in China. So, and from my understanding, I cannot confirm this. I've heard it from several people. Holosun makes the diodes for a lot of optics companies.
Yeah, that's what they did before they made their own optics.
Yep. So,
housings, all of it.
Yeah, which, you know, regardless. Either way. Something cool about the 509T, multiple reticles. So you can have an EOTech reticle with the donut of death with the center dot. Mm-hmm. If you hold down the minus sign, it's like for 6 or 7 seconds. Yeah. It'll switch to just a straight red dot. Mm-hmm. And then some of their other models have just the donut with no center dot.
Do you know what that's for?
You have 3.
I finally figured it out because people commented on the last Holosun. You know what that one's for? Shotguns.
Makes sense.
And it makes sense. I was like, wow, great point. Cool. Whoever pointed that out, great job.
On the 509T, it does have that little blue tint in the glass, which supposedly extends the battery life a little bit. Again,
bit of theory on that.
You smarter people can explain it to us in the comments. CR1632 battery, like you said.
It's more power.
More power, which...
got more juice.
It does have the little side tray, so you don't got to take it off, which is super cool. Up to, on setting 6, get this, 50,000 hours of runtime. Now, that is supplemented because of why?
Solar.
The solar. So 509Ts have a battery as well as a solar panel. From my understanding, that solar panel is probably not enough to just cut off the battery altogether, but it supplements the energy from the battery.
Yeah, and I also think probably in a 911 emergency pinch where it's like, oh shit, I'm out doing shit, my battery died. It's like, hey, hopefully it'll get you by until you...
Yeah, and I mean, it's super sensitive. Like, you can point in and cover it, it'll dim. Mm-hmm. Bright, dim, bright. So, I mean, it's fairly responsive.
It is. It is.
Which is, again, pretty cool. 50,000 hours of battery time. One cool thing, too, is 10 daylight brightness settings and 2 night vision on this.
More settings than that. Because that's 10 total, but 2 are night vision.
Correct.
You got
so 12 total,
yeah.
10 are daytime, 2 night vision. So, kind of cool. Another great thing that Holosun's doing is the shake awake feature. Which I first ran into with, I have a couple Leupold LCOs. Those, they sit still for 15 minutes, they shut off, you pick it up, turns on. There could be an argument like, what if that mechanism fails, you pull it up, you shake it awake and nothing shake awakes?
You know,
a bummer.
I'm told from people, and I can confirm for pros, because I've got a couple Holosuns now, that I've left them on. I've never successfully snuck up on one of them and had it be off. Like grabbed it real quick. Let's see, is it on? And like I've never missed.
Okay.
Yeah, it's always like it's gotten the better of me every time.
That's cool.
You know?
That's cool. So, you know, as long as that mechanism, whatever that is, stays good, like that's cool.
Computers. It's computers is what it is.
Yeah.
Bunch of computers.
But yeah, technology.
And I advocate computer stuff.
Flathead to adjust the settings, which the Acro does not have, which a flathead, or I've used like a 9mm spent brass casing, 5.56, penny, whatever you need, man. Which to me, that just makes sense. Why would you have a hex key?
And then the battery compartment's like a big flathead screw. You're just like, why?
Why?
It's a miss.
Depending on where you find these, I think we sell these at the shop for $4.99.
No way. That much? Wow.
They should be $505 to $540.
I'm telling you right now.
But our boy.
I'm telling you right now, Lonnie ain't charging that.
Are we allowed to talk about?
I think so. Don't hold us to this, but I'm pretty sure, because I asked Lonnie heading into this, I'm pretty sure he sells those things for $375. If I just put my foot in my mouth, someone correct me, but I'm pretty sure he sells them $375.
Maybe we sell them $399, $499. Look, there's a million products in the gun store. I don't memorize everything.
Yeah, well, and that's why I said, like, I mean, it sounds goofy to literally say, here's a guy named Lonnie, here's his phone number, but like I said, I messaged him leading into this. I was like, dude, you don't even know me or what I do, but I bought a couple optics from you, and if you don't mind, I'd like to shout you out because I think you run a pretty good service.
Yeah, we owe Lonnie a beer if we're ever in the same area.
Yeah.
Having said that, my final thoughts on the Holosun. I was a huge Holosun hater for a long time, and as you guys can tell if you watch the channel for a bit, if I find something I like, I struggle parting ways with it. For a myriad of different reasons. We could argue all those till the cows come home, whatever. But my biggest thing is I just felt like they were cheap and chintzy. I have a buddy, and he does stuff in the military. He's a special operations guy. I don't know if I'm supposed to tell this story, but whatever.
Well, just don't say his name.
Well, but anyways, the story is this. He deployed, one of his teammates snuck over the rifle Holosun and the pistol one, switched them out in country, and ran him his whole deployment with no issues. And they got into some heavy shit that deployment.
Yeah.
And he's like, look, dude, he's like, and this friend, I spoke to him personally about this. He's like, I think it's an elitist thing.
Yeah.
People have a hard time. Like, cheaper means less, which we have said that in the past.
Yeah.
You pay for quality stuff. The caveat to that is sometimes you don't, okay? Sometimes there's a product that's a great price point that does everything you want it to and more. Mind you, other red dots are playing catch up with this.
Look, that thing is far advanced from the Acro.
Shake awake,
it
multiple
simply
reticles,
is.
battery tray. Look, Aimpoint has been the go-to forever. Until they start doing some stuff like that and pushing the envelope a little bit, they might get pushed out of the market slightly.
Oh, 100% they are.
Well, in our market, if guys that actually go down range still probably prefer an Aimpoint. Now, this guy went down range and took these and had no issues, and they got into some shit that deployment.
Yeah.
So, now, do I ever see myself parting ways from Aimpoint? Man, I recently purchased an Aimpoint, different
Don't say
model.
the model.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm a lot disappointed in it.
Yeah.
Now, T2s and T1s will always be my main bitch. I love those things. They last forever. 50,000 hours of runtime. You can blow them up. That's beside the point. The Holosuns I am starting to entertain, especially because we're going to cut some footage into it on a handgun, not just a sub gun.
Yeah.
We had it on that Walther PDP.
Yeah.
And I'm going to say, man,
Solid.
like I'm kind of a fan. It was performed great, easy to find the reticle, big field of view and big objective window.
Yeah. Oh,
like it's checking a lot of boxes. So
I'll tell you this confidently. I'll make the statement, which is, hey, look, if you're new to getting into pistol red dots, and I would say we both are. Like, I used to have red dot pistols.
Same.
I think you used to.
Same.
I haven't in a period of at least a couple of years.
Same.
So it's like, look, I'm rusty on pistol red dot. Have some pistol red dot classes coming up, but man, you do like an RMR or a Holosun 507, and you're like, okay, cool, there it is. It's not like that with this on a pistol. You literally bring the gun up, and you're like, there's the dot. So it's very intuitive. If you're learning red dot pistols, very, very intuitive.
then if you're running that donut reticle,
Yeah.
in a oh shit, I got to get rounds on target quick. As long as that donut's on the target, you're landing rounds.
Yeah.
Which makes it a little bit easier than just a pinpoint red dot.
100%. I mean, I really think, and look, I concede and don't hide from the fact that, like, look, I'm kind of a gear snob and everything. I mean, Jesus Christ, look in the back of the fucking truck, guys. Like, it's
like $30,000 of guns back here.
You know, I mean, like, it's not a cheap truck bed at this moment. I don't say that to be like, ooh. I do say it to
This is
make,
what we do. So
I say it to make a point, which is like, look, I'm a gear snob. I've got multiple Holosuns now, and I'm like,
that you'd bet your life on.
yeah, and the reality is, like, they're competitors. You look at that Holosun versus that Acro, and you're just like, look, this does one thing. It projects a red dot on very clear glass, and that's
For 7 days.
for a shorter lifespan at the very least. I'm unclear on what the battery life is at this point, but like, I really think it's a better optic at half the price. It's half the price.
Yeah.
It's just like, dude, I mean, it's tough to argue against it. It really is.
And I think, because we do get comments like, more expensive isn't always better.
True.
90% of the time, it is true.
Yes.
Look, more expensive usually means more quality. In this 10%, this is a quality optic that, again, I'm going to spend some more time on and broaden my horizons as I'm trying to. Play with it, run it, beat the shit out of it, and then we'll go from there.
Yeah.
But, I'm happy with them from the time that we've been running them. People come in the shop asking about them all the time.
Yeah.
And I always say, listen, the standard is still kind of an RMR. However, quickly, Holosun's gonna kind of overtake that.
It's fading.
For all the reasons that we pointed out.
It's not my standard. I've got multiple red dot pistols now, and they don't have RMRs on them.
Yeah, I know. But for a while, that was like the go-to,
100%.
end-all, be-all.
100%.
Don't fuck with anything else. Look, I'm not throwing a SIG on there. I'm not throwing a Leupold on there.
No,
It's going to be, for me, an RMR or a Holosun at this point.
I agree.
So, now, again, we play dress up in the desert. Take this for what it's worth, everyone. On that note.
Solid. Hope
See
you
you
guys
next
enjoyed that one. I don't know that a lot of these particular two have been compared in a lot of videos. Maybe they have, maybe they haven't, but I don't know. Hope you guys enjoyed that one. This was a kind of a fun one to nerd out on a little
That,
bit.
and if you guys get in the comments and like roast us, we do like to roast you guys too. We have a lot of fun with it. We don't take anything personal. Don't take anything personal. We just like to get in there and have fun with you guys in the comments. So if some of you guys get a little, bent out of shape, it's all in love and peace and good fun. So on that note, stay safe,